Welcome to the course of Digital System Design. In this lecture, we will discuss about the design of sequential circuits using JK flip-flops. So, we will look at how using the excitation table of the JK flip-flop, you can arrive at the required value of JK inputs of different flip-flops for a given state machine and then realize it and use it in a circuit. Then we will look at how the whole process of designing using JK flip-flops can be simplified using a shortcut method. We will also look at what happens when we have a sequential machine having a state graph which has certain unused states. So, once we do a design for such circuits with unused states, we have to carefully look whether these states which are not specified, whether they create some problem, and how do we take a safety measures to see to that these unused states don't create problem when these machines are put into use. That aspect also we will look into it. So, first, when we talk about the design of sequential circuits or in particular the counters using JK flip-flop, we need what is called as the excitation table of the JK flip-flop, which basically tells for a given present state of the flip-flop and the desired next state of the flip-flop, what should be the values of the J and K input for such a transition to take place. We have already encountered what is called as the characteristic table of the JK flip-flop, wherein we have listed out for each combination of the J and K input and the present state, what is the next state that the JK flip-flop reaches. So, such a table called as the characteristic table of JK flip-flop is given here in A. So, let us just look at this characteristic table, which we have already encountered many times earlier in the analysis of JK flip-flop based designs. So, when J is equal to 0, K is equal to 0, it is a no change condition. So, when Q is equal to 0, Q plus is also 0. When Q is 1, Q plus is 1. Then, for the combination of J equal to 0, K equal to 1, it is a reset condition. So, whether Q is 0 or 1, Q plus is always 0. Then, for the case of J equal to 1 and K equal to 0, which is a set condition, irrespective of the value of Q, 0 or 1, the next value of Q or Q plus is 1. Finally, when both J and K are both 1s, it is a toggle condition. The value of the Q toggles when we arrive at Q plus. When Q is 0, we get Q plus as 1. When Q is 1, we get Q plus as 0. So, this is the well-known characteristic table of the JK flip-flop. This can be used while we analyze any circuit based on the JK flip-flop. But now, when we move on to synthesis of a circuit or designing a circuit using JK flip-flop, our question is rather different. We know the present state of the JK flip-flop or the present value of the bit that is stored in the JK flip-flop. We also know what is the next state or the next bit to be stored in that JK flip-flop. So, this is the present state and this is the desired next state or bit to be stored in the JK flip-flop. For that, what input condition has to be given to the J and K input for such a state transition to occur? That is the question. So, that kind of a table which gives out that detail is called as the excitation table, because it tells how the JK flip-flop has to be excited by feeding the appropriate input for a desired state transition to occur. To get this excitation table, you just make use of the characteristic table, but you have to put out the input and output terms in a different manner. So, for a given q and the desired q plus, we are looking for the inputs j and k. So, extract these appropriate combination of q and q plus and find out what j and k will lead such things to happen. So, if you say a desired present value of q and q plus, there are 2 bits. So, there are 4 possible combinations we are talking about. If the present bit is 0, for it to remain on 0, what should be the j and k? Similarly, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 are the 4 input combinations for which we look for the excitation. Whereas here there are 8 rows, here this table will have only 4 rows. So, find out all rows which will have this condition, q being 0, q plus also 0, and give out the corresponding value of j and k here. So, if you look at this first row, q is 0, q plus is 0, for this transition to occur, j and k has to be 0, 0. So, that we have put here. We look whether the same condition or situation arises in any other row in the characteristic table. We will see that here also it arises. Q is 0, q plus is 0. The corresponding j and k input that will make this to happen is 0, 1, that is also an allowed one. So, in this manner, there will be 2 rows which will do in the characteristic equation, which will lead to 1 row in the excitation table. 0, 1. So, this is a 0, 1 condition for which j and k is 1, 0. The other 0, 1 condition is here for which the j and k condition is 1, 1. 1, 0. 1, 0. There is 1, 0 in q and q plus here, for which the desired jk is 0, 1, and next one 1, 0, let us look at 1, 0, for which the jk can be 1, 1. Finally, 1, 1 condition, both j and k are q and q plus are 1, 1, jk can be 0, 0 or jk can be 1, 0. So, that is what is put here. So, which means that for this condition of the given state and the next desired state, this combination will lead that to happen. What it tells is j has to be 0, where k can be either 0 or 1, which means that k is don't care. You don't care what you give to k, as long as j is equal to 0. From a present state of 0, you will go to a state of 0. So, that we compactly write now as 0, x, because this can be anything. So, we put it as x. And the next one, for this one, j has to be 1, where k can be anything, or we don't care about k. So, that we mark it as 1x. Here for this 1, 0 condition, present state as 1 and the next state as 0, we find that k has to be 1, while j is don't care, that we mark it as x1. Finally, for this 1, 1 condition, we find that k has to be 0, while j can be anything, that we mark it as x, 0. This can easily be understood also. See, when both present state is 0 and the next state is 0, we can either go in for a no change condition, which is 0, 0, or a reset condition, which is 0, 1. Both will make this happen. So, 0, 0 or 0, 1 is allowed, which means either no change or reset condition, which means j has to be 0, where k can be anything. Similarly, if you look at 0, 1, how can occur? We can either go in for set condition or toggle condition, which means j has to be 1, either be 1, 0 or 1, 1 is allowed. So, j has to be 1, but k can be anything. Again 1 0 means it can be either toggle or reset condition. So correspondingly we can find that either toggling means 1 1 or reset means 0 1. So j can be anything but k has to be 1. So in a similar manner this can be either no change or set condition, that will no change or set condition that will lead to x 0. So this is the excitation with which we will be working during the design of a JK flip-flop based circuit. Again we will look at the familiar example, state counter design, which we have already used in the previous lecture to design sequential circuit based on the D flip-flop and T flip-flop. You have to recall the same counter. But anyhow, all the information is also present in the state table, even if the counter state machine is not given. We can start off with the state table and work forward. So there are 3 bits A, B, C. A is least significant, C is most significant. For a given state, what will be the next state we are looking at? So this recall, this state counter is given. This is the state graph we are talking about, and this is the state table we already arrived at for the T flip-flop based design. The same example we are taking for the JK also, so that you can compare and contrast how the design changes when we move from D to T to JK. So from 0 0 0 we go to 1 0 0. This state is not there, and therefore we don't care where we go. From this state we go to 0 1 1 and so on. So this is the present state and this is the next state. So having got this, we have to find out the values of j and k for each of the flip-flop and tabulate it, and then we should synthesize it or arrive at the Boolean expression for JA, KA, JB, KB, JC, KC, and realize it using gates and come up with the whole circuit. That's the idea. So to find JA, KA, JB, KC and so on, we make use of this excitation table. So look at, first we will start with, we will show only for JC and KC. In a similar manner you can look for JB, KB and JA, KA. How do we arrive at JC? For that you have to look at C and C plus. So right now you only concentrate on the column corresponding to C and C plus. For each row we have to look at the value of C and C plus and fix the value of JC. For each of that you have to look at the excitation table. When C is 0 and C plus is 1, that is the 0 1, 0 1, J has to be 1, K is don't care. So J has to be 1, K is don't care for C. Similarly, if you look at the next one, the outputs are don't care, so the excitations are don't care, so you put XX. Then the third one, C is 0, C plus is 0, 0 0, J has to be 0, K is don't care, so J is 0, K is don't care. Similarly, when we go from 0 to 0, the same thing, 0x. Next we have 1 1. 1 1 means Q is 1, Q next. Now we have to treat this Q as C. C is 1, C plus is 1. For that J has to be X, K has to be 0. J has to be X and K has to be 0. Then the next two rows corresponds to C plus is don't care, therefore the excitations are don't care. Finally we have a 1 0 condition, C and C plus are 1 0. For that J has to be X, K has to be 1. So this way you fill the JK values for B as well as A. Once we have all these things, we have now 6 functions of 3 input variables. You have to use k-map and reduce all of them and arrive at the values of the j's and k's, and that is what is carried out here. Look at JC. So, we have filled the k-map of JC here. This is the k-map of JC. So, here we have got C 0 and 1, B and A are given here. We have chosen it so that C, the most significant bit, is given here, so that the first 4 rows are zeros, second 4 rows are 1. That corresponds to the first column followed by the second column. Within the first 4 rows or the first column, B is more significant than A. That means that you can straight away copy this, copy the value corresponding to JC and enter it here, but only thing is, while putting it in the first column, you have to only look for these 2 things, 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0. This is how it goes, 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0. So, while reading this one, in the first column, look, this is where we are going to fill. We are going to fill the first column followed by the second column. Zeros are not explicitly filled. What is not filled is zeros. So, how do we extract it? It has to be 1 x 0 0, then x x x x. That is how the first 2 columns are filled. Coming to KC, the same way. Now, we blindly do the operation. It has to be look for this column and the next column. It is to be x x x x followed by 0 x 1 x, 0 x 1 x. Then we have JB 0 x x x 1 x x x. So, that way you fill all these things. Now, reduce it. So, if you look this one, these are all zeros. So, do not worry, you have to only cover one, but try to cover it using the largest square to get a minimal expression. So, this is, if you cover, you will get B bar. So, this is B bar you get. So, here you will get, so you have to, ABs are not explicitly written. So, this is nothing but A, and here it is nothing but C, and these 2 coverage, this means it is C bar is there and then A is there, and here if you look at it, it is nothing but B, and here if you look at it, oh, you can cover everything, either ones or x's are there. So, which means Ka is 1. So, we have arrived at this, and now you can draw the diagram. Well, now before drawing the diagram, let us see whether we can simplify this operation. What we are looking at is, see, tabulating j's and k's is a little tedious operations. Okay. Here there has to be 6 columns and you have to arrive at 6 k maps and do it. Shall we at least try to reduce some of these operations, burdens? We will do it in 2 steps. First, we will reduce to some extent, then we will further simplify it. So, here what we do is, we will have only 3 k maps to begin with. They are for C plus B plus A plus. What we are doing is, we are not going to have 6 columns for JA, JB, KB and so on. All 6 columns we will remove it. From this we can always arrive at the k maps for the next state variables, A plus B plus C plus. From these 3 k maps, we will try to arrive at the k maps for J's and K's of ABCs. This is the idea. Okay. So, first we will see how these can be arrived at. This is very easy. You have to just make use of this and then write it out. So conveniently we put C as the to span the horizontal axis, AB on the vertical axis. So this is the first row, first column followed by second column, but reading out we have to do it in an appropriate manner. That is, the fourth and third has to be switched. So if you start filling for C plus, the way it is 1x00 and then 1x0x. So 1x0x, this is how C plus is filled. Then B plus is 0x01, sorry 0x01 and then 1x1x, then 0x01 and then 1x0x. So we have filled it. Okay. Now, but now how do we get from the K maps of C plus, let us say, the K maps for JC and KC is the next question. Well, for that let us look at the excitation table. If you look at the excitation table, you will see that there are many excesses. So J is don't care for these two rows, K is don't care for these two rows. What does that mean? We will scrutinize. What it tells is, when Q is 0, then for whatever may be the next state you are desiring to achieve, you have to fix the value of J appropriately, whereas K is always don't care. Okay. So if you look at the map for KC, okay, K of any bit C or A or B, then there is those squares that correspond to K is equal to 0, that is Q is equal to 0, they all will be filled by excesses. Coming to this particular case of C, what it tells is, for you now mentally imagine we are replacing all these by C's. This is C, this is C plus, this is JC, this is KC. That is how we have to interpret when we are dealing with the K maps of JC and KC. So when C is equal to 0, then KC will have only don't cares, or in the K map of the KC, all those square corresponding to C is equal to zeros are excess. So what we can do is, we can split the K map of C plus into two halves. One is the C is equal to 0 half, another is the C is equal to 1 half. The first column corresponds to the C is equal to 0 half, the second column corresponds to the C is equal to 1 half. So what this tells is that the C is equal to 0 half, C is equal to 0 half of the KC map will have only excess. That is what we are finding it here. If you look at the KC map, okay, see this map is actually achieved from, you may wonder how did we get it. I have just copied these maps from this here, but and then we are scrutinizing how it comes. Now later when you understand this concept, you don't need to copy, you can straight away come up with the K maps of JC KC from this. Okay. So the C is equal to 0 sub K map will have all excess. That is what this two rows tells. This next two rows tells, for C is equal to 1, J's are don't cares. So these are all don't cares. So this is the condition. So when the C is equal to 1 condition tells that J's are don't cares, J's are don't cares, C is equal to 0 means K's are don't cares. Well, then how do we So this is how you have to just fill it. That is, when we have we want to, from this we want to write out the JC and KC. What you do is you look for the C is equal to 1 K map. Here you put all x's, don't even bother about these things, all x's. Similarly, you want to come up with the KC K map, then for C is equal to 0, this first row has to be all filled with x's. Then how do we fill the exact values of JC and KC? If you look at for the C is equal to 0, if you look at J, okay, first we will look at if you look at the 0 map, then for the 0 map, whatever the C plus value is, J also takes the same value. C plus is 0, J is 0. C plus is 1, J is 1. So, in the we have already put x's in the 1 K, C is equal to 1 K map for JC. We have to only fill this part, and this part will be such that JC will be the same as C plus. Therefore, we simply copy this and put it here. So, there is a 1x00, you put 1x00. So, how do we get JC K map from C plus? Then you simply copy the C is equal to 0 part and put it here. C is equal to 1 has to be x. Similarly, if you look at the KC1, we have already filled for the 0 K map has been filled at x's. Okay. When it comes to 1, this is what we have to fill. If you look at that part, if you compare QC, C plus and KC, okay, if it is 0, K becomes 1, when C plus is 1, KC is 0, which means that we have to toggle the flip before putting it. So, here what we do is we copy this one part, this one part means this one part, and put it in the C is equal to 1 part of the K map, but while filling you toggle it. This 0, 1 becomes 0, x's of course remain, this 0 becomes 1 and you have an x. This is how we have filled the KC1. So, we can follow this, fill it up, and it will turn out that it will be the same as what we have got already. These two. So, now you look at this one. So, what we have seen is, if you now look at only the JB K map, you have to only concentrate on this one. The one part has to be filled with x. So, B is equal to 1 part and B is equal to 0 part has to be first identified. So, the first two rows are B is equal to 0 and the second rows are B is equal to 1. So, for JB, the B is equal to 1/2, B is equal to 1/2 has to be don't care. So, this is totally don't care, and the B is equal to 0/2, B is equal to 0/2, then these two matches. So, you have to simply copy this and put it here 0 1 xx. Coming to KC, while these were don't cares for J, these will be don't cares for K. So, for K, the 0 part is don't care, 1 part when you fill in you have to flip it. So, the 0 part is don't care, 1 part is flipped and filled. So, this bit is 1, these two are zeros, then you have an x. This is how you have to fill. Then we have this part, this is for A. So, in the case of A, we have A is equal to 0 sub K map is where the top row and the bottom row, okay, A is equal to 0. A is equal to 1 is the middle two rows. So how do we fill it up in the JA and KA? So if you look at JA, the one part is don't cares. So one part is don't care means the middle two rows are filled with X's, and the upper and bottom rows, which is the 0 half of A, are filled as it is. So 0, 1, 1 X as filled as it is. Coming to K, the 0 part is don't cares. The one part is filled, flipped before filling it. So XX11 is what we have to fill it. So now we have got all the truth table, the K maps for all J's and K's of ABCs. Now again you simplify it using the well known methods and you would get it. The same operation which you have done earlier, we redo it. We don't need to again do this one, all the same value. So this will be B dash, A, C, C dash A, C plus B, and K is equal to 1, you get it. Now you can populate the diagram, which is what we have done here. So this is a synchronous circuit used based on JK flip-flop. So there is a common clock which goes to all of them, positive edge triggered in this case. So A flip-flop, B and C flip-flops are there. The corresponding J and K input equations have been already derived. So realize them. That is JC. So this is C. So JC is just B dash. So B dash has to be connected here, and A has to be connected here, and JB is just C has to be given here. This is C dash A, and K is 1, and JA is C plus B, C or B. Of course, you would use OR gates or tap these A, B, B dash and all these things from these 6 signals and then recirculate it. So this is how you have got it. Okay. Now we will do little more things. We will do one more level of reducing the work in arriving at the equations for J's and K's of APCs. What we have done is we have removed the need for tabulating JBs. We only had the basic K max or the next state A plus B plus C plus. Now still we had all 6 K maps for J's and K's of ABCs. Is it possible to get rid of all these things and read out all these equations directly from the A plus B plus C plus K maps is the question. Yes, you can do it, but you have to pay careful attention and get it. Now if you look at it, let us look at the C, JC and then KC. We saw that for JC, the C is equal to 1 or all don't cares, whereas for KC, the 0 sub K map or don't cares. So one part of this K map is don't care. There is a mirror reflection of that part, but only thing is all other variables will have different combination of values allowed, but instead of C is equal to 1, C will be 0 here. So for every square, this is only I am illustrating for 3 variables. You can even imagine for 5 variables and so on. Here when we divide the K map into 2 sub K maps where only one variable change from 0 to 1, if one of the K maps is all X's, what does that mean? For every square corresponding to a 0, wherein the value it can take is 1 or 0 or X, whatever it is, there is a corresponding square where there is an X. Okay. So when we try to cover these ones in this sub K map, it is always possible to enlarge the coverage by covering the corresponding X's in this part of the sub K map. And if you do so, this variable c will vanish, will get eliminated, because we will try to cover 1 or x in this place, but the corresponding squares in the k is equal to 1 will have x's. So when we cover such things, c will be 0 here, 1 here, it will get eliminated, which means that because of this property of one sub k map is entirely filled with x's, c will get eliminated whenever we arrive at the equation for Jc. So in the equation for Jc, c will not appear. We can mentally remove c while arriving at the equation for Jc. How about Kc? If you look at Kc, again the same thing holds good, in the sense that the c is equal to 0 sub k map is all filled with x's. We have to only try to cover the ones that are in this part. This part, there can be either a 0 like this, or a 1 here, or some x's. When we try to cover a 1 here, the x's in the other part of the sub k map can always be made use of to increase the coverage. While doing so, c will get eliminated, and therefore c will not figure out in the expression for Kc. So in both these things, these two can be removed. And then how do we read out the value of Jc? Having mentally removed c, now you don't need to read the expression corresponding to this 4 square. You can just read the expression corresponding to this 2 square with c being mentally removed. Now it will be a 2 square only with the remaining variables a and b here. Now if you read it, a goes away, it is only b bar. That is what we get. Similarly here, mentally remove c because it is anyhow eliminated. When we cover this one, we have to only look for the 2 square corresponding to this and read out. So that would correspond to what? A. But note, we are trying to read from this. When we are trying to read this one, this 0 has changed to 1. So how do we read from this? Is a question. Before that, we will finish off j. So how do we read Jc directly from this? Okay, remove c, only concentrate on the c is equal to 0 sub k map, only try to cover the ones in the c is equal to 0 part and write it without c being involved. So here if we try to only cover this one, we have got b bar. Now if you try to do for Kc, c is to be eliminated. You try to read from the sub k map corresponding to c is equal to 1, but ones and zeros switch between these two. So mentally you have to imagine wherever there is a 1, there is a 0, and because that is what is present in this map. We are not explicitly writing Kc k map, but we are mentally imagining it here and then writing the equations. So the ones and zeros has to be mentally flipped while reading, which means we have to cover zeros and not ones, and then write it. So if you cover zeros, this is a coverage or this is a coverage, and accordingly you have so we have chosen this, and accordingly you write. But still you have to write the sum of product expression only, although you cover 0. Or if it is all not confusing to you, what you have to simply do is, you cover ones, but what you are reading is not Kc, but you are reading Kc dash. So to sum up, while arriving at the expression for Kc, mentally remove c, concentrate on the c is equal to 1 sub k map, and read out the SOP, simplified SOP expression, and treat it as Kc dash, and write it out and then invert it to get Kc. This is what we do. And similarly we have to do for each of this. Here we have two sub k maps, b is equal to 0, b is equal to 1 and so on we have to do. So the whole thing we call it as the shortcut method, that is illustrated here. Okay. So incidentally, this method is illustrated in the 4th edition of the book by Charles H. Rouse. In later edition, of course, this method, in some of the later edition, it is not given. One thing, and another thing is, between these two, although the same example has been discussed, in this particular edition, the A and ABC flip-flop bits have been renumbered. What was treated as A has been treated as C, and C was treated as A. So that you have to take care in understanding it, but to understand the principle you don't need to bother about any of these things. So what you have to simply do is, look, let us say this is the K map for C plus. How you arrive at, you don't worry. You have arrived at the C map, this is the K map for A plus. Having arrived at, how do we arrive at JA and KA is what is illustrated here. You identify the A is equal to 0 part, A is equal to 1 part, first column and second column. Then mentally remove A, strike off A. Then you only read the A is equal to 0 part and simplify it and write it as JA. So mentally remove A, read A is equal to 0 sub K map, and what you get, that expression is B bar, and write it as JA. To get KA, mentally remove A, look at A is equal to 1 sub K map, simplify it and write it as Ka dash, that is why this part is called as the Ka dash map, or cover zeros and then write, or cover 1 and write Ka dash and then flip it. Now come to JB, okay, and KB cases. For that you need the B plus K map. Okay. So assume that this is the B plus K map, divided into two parts corresponding to B is equal to 0 is this upper part, B is equal to 1 is the lower part. Strike off B to denote that B is not going to figure out in the expression for JB and KB. That is what this line indicates. Then B is equal to 0 map is being covered to arrive at JB. So you call this as the JB map. The B is equal to 1 subpart is called as the KB dash map. So now you can, once you know this is the JB K map, just arrive at it. If you assume that this part alone is a K map for JB, then you just simplify it and write it out. So this is A, this is A dash. Coming to C, so this is the K map for C plus. What we do is that is identify the C is equal to 0 sub K map and C is equal to 1 sub K map. The top two are the C is equal to 0 sub K map, and that will constitute the JC map. The C is equal to 1 sub K map is this one, that will constitute the KC dash map. Again, strike off C before reading anything. So look at the JC map, this is the top row, top and bottom row alone you have to imagine. The middle one you have to neglect. So you cover all these things. There are two terms which is A plus B. Whereas if you look at this one, it is KC dash. So you cover everything because you are covering zeros here. Okay. So it is 1. So this is how you can arrive at the expression for J and K's for ABCs. This is called as the shortcut method. It is slightly maybe confusing to begin with. So if you are not confident, you just go in for this method with tabulating all 6 rows. This is a very routine, mundane work. Slightly confident, you can go for this. Again, it will involve many K-maps. For brave souls, I advise the shortcut method like this. But once you understand it carefully, you can easily arrive at. You can patiently spend time in the shortcut method and arrive at it carefully. So we have looked at the hardware for the JK flip-flop based design, and finally in this lecture we will wind up by looking at what happens when we have a sequential machine having a state graph where there are unused states. Some states are not being present. This may happen because the variables A, B, C's which are input to a given state machines may be generated by some other subsystem in the digital system, and they may not have all possible combinations. For example, you are using a state machines and the ABC inputs are actually an output of some other circuit, which may be an adder or a mux or some other complicated circuit. Its output may be such that not all 8 possible combinations of ABCs occur, and therefore there are certain states that do not, input combination do not occur, and those states are don't catch states. So here we may have states like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 and so on. There are some states which are not there, and or for some of the states the J's and K's are don't cares, because by the virtue of the JK's functionality they are all don't cares. So if we have this kind of unused states or some values of JK's which are unused and arrive at the equation and come up with a design like this. Suppose we use for a sequential machine, we arrive at a diagram for JK based design like this. It has got only these states 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and so on. These states are alone there. 2 states, let us say, are not there. Okay. Then should we just ignore it, or what do we do is the question. Well, you know that as long as you are in the state 0, 0, 0, you will only reach the state 1, 0, then 101 and so on. So you may argue that these states are never reached, so I don't even need to bother what happens in these 2 states. But it may so happen that due to some conditions which we will later call it as hazards or race conditions and so on, or because of some noise spike, some flip-flop may be set in a state in a bit position which is not what you have anticipated. So, because of some reasons, you may have all these 3 flip-flops set in the values 1, 1, 1. For example, we saw that the flip-flops may have a preset bar condition input to all these things. For example, there is a small spike in the preset bar which presets all these flip-flops into a 1, 1, 1 condition, which was not here. Now, what will happen? What will be the next state for that? So, this design has been arrived at only using these part without worrying about this. So, we will not be able to tell what will happen to the machine, whether from 1, 1, 1 where it will go, we don't even know. Okay. Similarly, 0, 1, 1. So, after starting with a state graph, having arrived at a circuit for the JK based flip-flop or any flip-flop for that matter, where there are unused terms, it is your responsibility to investigate what will happen if the machine accidentally goes to these unused states, how it will behave. We will do it for these 2 unused states, 111s and 011. How do we do it? This part you do it using the analysis of the sequential circuit. First you have done synthesis, now you analyze the same circuit. Indeed, if you start analyzing the circuit with 000s, you should get this one. Then this is an exercise you can even carry out to cross check whether your synthesis is correct. You do synthesize and then analyze whether it strictly follows this condition. Now, if all of them are 1, 1, 1, what will happen? Well, A is 1, B is 1, C is 1. So, what will be the value of JA and KA? JA and KA are both B. Because B is 1, J and K of A are both 1, 1. So, A will flip. So, A, this is the, I think this bit will flip to 0. Okay. And then what will happen to J, B and KB? JB is actually C. C is 1. And K is actually tied to logic 1. So, there is a logic 1 here, this is also 1, this is also flip. So, again this bit B, middle bit will flip to 0. And how about the C? K is 1, J. J is what? J is actually an B bar. B is 1, B bar is 0. So, there will be a 0 here and a 1 here. It is a reset case. Therefore, C will become 0. So, we are actually going to the state 0, 0, 0. Okay. So, when we go accidentally to this state, in the next clock period you will come here and then you will follow through this cycle like this. What happened to 0, 1, 1? You can also check that one. This is 0 and B is 1, so it will flip. So, this 0 gets flipped to 1. And what will happen to B? So, K is 1, J is C actually. So, K is 1. We have to just carefully look at which is the A, which is B and so on. Okay. Accordingly, we have to find out. Okay. So, the LSB is C. So, C is 1. So, A 1 will come to J, K is 1, 1, 1, B will also flip. So, this 1 flips to 0. In a similar manner, you have to do. So, this comes to this state 1, 0, 0. So, there is no problem. So, for momentarily it will go to some unused states and then it will come back. So, it is not causing any harm. But remember, it may so happen that your design, see, while simplifying with don't cares, you have reduced the circuitry and we have got it. How the machine will behave in unused states, we don't know. It might so happen that from the state 1, 1, 1, we may go back to the state 1, 1, 1. Or from 1, 1, 1, we may go to the state 0, 1, 1, and from 0, 1, 1, we may go to 1, 1, 1. So, these conditions may also occur. What is its implication? Which means accidentally if you go to 111, we will never go back to this original state diagram. We will be stuck up in this state graph which is unconnected. From a graph theory point of view, we have two graphs which are unconnected. Once you go to this graph, you will not be able to come here, which means that you are stuck up. It will always be in a wrong state where it is not supposed to go. So, this is a very dangerous one. The machine will not behave in a proper manner. So, if this condition occurs, you have to change your design. You have to go back and then add this logic such that all these unused states, if it goes, you safely return it back to one of the normal states of the state graph, so that there is no problem. So, this is a very important step that you have to do. So, with this we will stop our discussion on synthesis of sequential circuits or counters using 3 flip-flops A, B, C, D, T and JK. In the next lecture, we will start discussing sequential circuits in a more general manner. We will start looking at it as either a finite state machine with a Mealy or Moore based approach and look at how they can be designed. Thank you.